Watch how I fuck. Watch how I break it down. I got walk on the way. Watch how they shaking down. Like a nigga two-way. Mixing this in and round. Cause Spider don't play. Got a whole lot of bitches around.
Breaking news here at 4:30. In case you're just now joining us, Karmelo Anthony, the teenage suspect in that deadly Frisco stabbing at the track meet, just walked out of the Collin County Jail minutes ago. Today, a Collin County judge reduced the bond for the 17-year-old from $1 million down to $250,000. Anthony will have to wear an ankle monitor from here on. He'll be on supervised house arrest and can only leave the house with the approval from the court. He has to stay off social media as well, and he cannot contact the victim's family. Wanted to bring you that video, though. We're going to have a live report with the very latest coming up in just a little bit at 5 o'clock with WFAA's Brittany Moncrief.
Okay, I'm going to just give my opinion about this whole Karmelo Anthony case. First, I feel like they owe Karmelo Anthony an apology because they basically been insulting him, defaming this man's character all online, and he's completely innocent. All he was doing was defending himself. Now, a couple things that I've been looking at is, first of all, why hasn't he even gotten $500,000 yet? Daniel Penny got $3.3 million within the first week of his case. George Zimmerman raised over $1 million. Like, black people, and one of my biggest problems is the pocket watching. I've seen the Hodge twins and these people post these ignorant posts suggesting that his family's been using the money to buy houses and cars and all of this bullshit they have no proof of, and it's disgusting because nobody's been using their platform to really actually mourn the death of Austin passing. They've just been using their platforms to discredit the character of Karmelo and his family. And I didn't see all this pocket watching going on when Daniel Penny got $3.3 million, and the dude is still receiving money to this day. Also, they've been sending death threats to the judge, what I'm sure everybody knew about. They want to try to intimidate that judge to step down. That way they can get the person who they want. If they get the person who they want, they know that the punishment will be more strict, and likely the case will go in their way. They've been trying to defame this man's character for the public view. That way people will not have any sympathy or empathy for this young man when he's in trial. And they want to basically try to sway the public view to penalize this man for defending himself. I'm trying to figure out how could he even be called guilty when he was standing his ground, which was legal, and they approached him. They were the aggressors. Isn't that how a self-defense case works? Somebody is the aggressor. Karmelo didn't retaliate, and then after he didn't retaliate, he gave them a warning. He said, yo, touch me again and see what happens. He gave them a warning. Those kids were clearly bullies. And my thing is, you Euro people, you've been teaching your children that they can basically harass and do whatever they want to black people and there'll be no consequences. And because they thought that, their arrogance got the best of them and they tried to attack this young man, and somebody ended up losing their life in the process. Also, since they're trying to call this man a and he took his life, I would think, hey, okay, if you feel like what he did was so bad, since they want to call this man evil and they want to talk about how he took the life of Austin, my rebuttal is, okay, if you feel like black people, we're so reckless with weapons, why not remove the stand your ground law? Why not remove the Second Amendment? I know you want to do it. The reason why I know you won't do it is because most of these people are cowards. They rely on those guns. Most of these people, you would need a UAV to find a ball somewhere in the ocean if they didn't have guns. A lot of people would have that Southern hospitality. A lot of people have etiquette if we didn't have guns. And to mention that, also, the countries that have strict gun laws where people aren't allowed to have guns are some of the most safest countries on the planet. Japan, predominantly in Asia. I don't think you're allowed to have guns in Kenya either. Some of the safest places you'll ever go. So Euros, stop playing victim. Why y'all being victims? That's what y'all always tell us. Y'all have no problem when the shoe on the other foot, but now you got a taste of your own medicine. You got a dose of your own serving, and now it's a problem. The biggest and most important thing about this entire situation is who's going to be the jury. We need the jury to be a melting pot. We need the jury to be fair. I remember when George Zimmerman was out there, literally 9 or almost everybody on that jury when George Zimmerman was going through his case with Trayvon Martin, everybody was white. Everybody was white. There were a bunch of women on there. They were talking about, oh, these women are mothers. But guess what? That wasn't a white child life that was lost. It was a young black man's life that was lost. So he walked scot-free, which was crazy to me. But me, all I want to see is who is the jury. The jury is going to be the most important thing of this entire scenario, because anybody with a half brain can see that he was clearly defending himself. And it was not excessive because he only poked the guy one time. Excessive is when you're doing it repeatedly. That's not. Self-defense is when you do what you need to get yourself away from the threat and run. He retreated afterwards. So this is clearly self-defense. It's not even a debate. And everybody's trying to discredit his character. Why did he have a knife? You know what? I want to ask y'all, what would happen if he didn't have that knife? It's a good thing he did have it, right? What would have happened if he didn't have that knife? Because if they were willing to be aggressive just to move him out of the tent, what were they going to be willing to do had he not moved and he didn't have a knife? These kids were over 100 pounds or 80 pounds bigger than him. 6'4", 6'3", big dudes. Karmelo is not a big guy. He did everything he needed to protect himself. So anyways, man, make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. I got more coming. I'm sorry that it took me a while to post about this. I wanted to make sure the facts got out. And I wanted to actually have some substance of my opinion before I posted about this video. Make sure y'all comment below and let me know if you agree or you disagree.